text you.
You know me?
Yes. Did you?
You got promoted.
Today, this evening. That's
Okay.
so cool. Didn't your son? Didn't your son keep the cookie?
Yeah, two. So I'm working for being on the side. While you see me taking. Hey, I'm not. It's,
Real good.
yes.
I'll go away.
But actually, doesn't count.
Sorry. Yeah, that's that. Which is fine, it's appropriate for us. It's a nice decision. I don't know. I never calls at this one.
A new room around the street is weird. You would over here, it's just candy and bubbles, like RV type things.
Yeah.
Okay, sure. I believe you.
Stupid.
I think
Oh, Michelle's here.
Yeah, so I gotta go.
Are we recording?
Let's go.
All right, I'd like to call the town council meeting to order. Could you please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and remain standing? Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Councilman Marker will now read the names of any police officers that have been murdered since our last meetings.
Police Officer Stephen R. Notham II of the Carrollton Police Department, Texas. End of watch Tuesday, October 18th. Cause death, automotive crash. Officer Jorge Arrayas of the United States Department of Homeland Security, Custom and Border Protection, Office of Field Operations in the United States. End of watch Wednesday, October 19th. Cause of death, gunfire. Police Officer Logan K. Maddock of the London Police Department, Kentucky. End of watch Sunday, October 30th. Cause of death, vehicular assault. Pastor.
Good evening. I'm Pastor Bill from Griffith First United Methodist Church. Nice to meet you. See you again. Let us pray. We want to ask you to be here with us, be with our leaders as they focus on how to make the town a better place, a safer place, a more loving place, and just to be focused on how we can increase what we do for the needs of our community. I ask you to keep us focused on how we can help, no matter what the circumstances, and let us plan accordingly. We handle the business end of the town, and we ask you to be with the families of police officers that were just named. In Jesus' name. Amen.
Thank you, Pastor. We have the roll call, please.
Councilmember Jim Marker,
I am present.
Councilmember Larry Bala,
Present.
Council President Rick Rifa,
Present.
Councilmember Melissa Robbins,
Present.
Councilmember Tony Hobson.
Each member has received a copy of the October 18th and October 25th minutes. What's the pleasure of the council?
Move to approve. Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries. Claims.
We have the claims, the amount of $1,751,282.13.
Move to approve.
Second. I yield.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries. We have the announcements, please.
We have one announcement this evening. The next town council meeting will be on Tuesday, November 15th at 7 p.m. There will be a study session before the meeting at 6:30, and one will follow if necessary.
All right. We have any communications? Reports, Public Works?
Just two things. The obviously leaf collection has started now. That'll continue on into December. The different zones being posted again. If you have a question on the website, or you can just call into the office. But all the towns touch at least once a week. And obviously now we're in the heavy leaf season, so with all the wind and the rain we've had, definitely got a lot going on there right now. The second part again is just on the sidewalk update. We're pretty much starting to wrap up where we're at this year. A lot of the work is right now is over on 39th, 40th up by Wood Street, kind of on that part of town, up by Jay, and then we're finishing Klein and 45th. And once those projects are done, we're going to be close to wrapping it up depending on the weather.
Okay, great. All right, police?
I just would like to make mention of the passing of retired Sergeant Mike Coon. Between his sworn and non-sworn service, he gave 41 years to the community. Passed away recently. He has memorial services Thursday at White Funeral Home. I want to acknowledge his service and thank his family for their sacrifice for his service.
Thank you. Fire?
No report.
Building Commissioner?
No report, sir.
And there's no finance report. This time we take public comment on any agenda item. If anybody's got a comment or question on any specific agenda item, that would be the time to ask. All right, seeing none, we'll go straight to new business. Mr. Marker?
We have a vacancy currently in the BZA. I make a motion filling that position with Jason Nolasco.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Could we please notify Jason of the appointment and the times of the schedule of the times of the meetings?
Yes.
Ms. Robbins?
And do we have an agreement with BF&S Civil Engineers regarding the Wood Street Storm Water Lift Station Evaluation Supplement Number 1? This is to include the expand the evaluation of the Wood Street Lift Station to include evaluation of the Brim Wood Storm Lift Station. BF&S will utilize the 2008 study to evaluate the current needs of the town. The evaluating shall be added to the task order, increasing the total lump sum amount from $29,000 to $50,500. I make a motion that we allow President Rick Rifa to sign this agreement.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The motion carries. Ms. Robbins, you have the next one as
I have
well?
the next one. It's an estimate or a pay estimate from Gatlin Plumbing Heating for the work on Reeder Road water main for the total amount of $114,411.49. I make a motion, I remember who's supposed to say it, that we pay this amount.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries. Mr. Bala?
We have a request for a change order number 1 from Milestone Contractors North, Inc. It is for some additional work, basically patching existing sidewalks that did not get replaced. They're just adding, an undistributed quantities. They don't know exactly how much it is. The unit price will be $110 a yard. So it doesn't affect the contract amount per se at this point in time. It will be all accumulated after all the patching is done. So I make a motion that we grant change order number 1.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? And Mr. Rabb, I believe this contract is under budget as well?
Yes.
Okay, do we recall?
Both contracts are under budget. I don't have the full amount of A. But we were, on B, we were roughly 600,000, 700,000.
Great, okay, thank you. Any other comments? Okay.
No.
All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries. Mr. Marker, you have the last item.
I do, sir. Previous meeting, we awarded the contract for Central Park Phase 2 to Precision. It is now, we come to this meeting to now approve the Central Park Phase 2 to Precision. This is not to exceed $1,168,830. I make a motion that we have Precision complete Central Park Phase 2.
Second.
A motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries. Any other business from the council? Okay, under pending items, excuse me, the PD Town Hall construction. For right now, the council has decided to put that new construction on permanent or an indefinite hold until we see what happens with the economy, with the supply chain, as well as the costs that have escalated very high. So at this time, the project is on hold until we'll revisit it sometime next year to see if inflation stabilizes and the prices come down, they're a little more reasonable. Any other business from the council? All right, open the floor for public comment. If anybody has a comment or a question, just please state your name. Yes.
I'm like Connor. Can I have clarification on item number 2? You guys said that study, is that from 2008 or 2018?
It's 2000. It does say 2008 study.
So I guess I'm an ignorant person to that study for that sort of thing. Does our town not change in that many years that we need a new study done before we agree to something?
I'm not quite sure I understand your question.
So you said that we're approving it based on a study done in 2008. It's 2022.
I believe we are using the 2008 study as a basis to update it for 2022. There's several reasons to do so. A lot of it could be required by the state for particular funding avenues we're going to go for. There's some SWIFT funding we're looking at. All of that would need an updated water analysis.
Right, so I'm sure this is the cost to us, correct? Like this isn't kind of free of charge to update this, or they come to cost too?
If the engineers want to do it for free, we'd be happy to, of course.
Right, that's what I'm saying, so based on a 2008 study, I'm sure the cost is gonna go up, so do we have any idea what that cost is?
Okay, this study is, Andy, it's looking at the water. It's looking at our infrastructure. Yeah. It's not water rates, it's infrastructure.
I understand that, I'm just asking, when you go off a study from 2008 and it's 2022, to the common person, that seems like a huge gap.
No, we are using the 2008 study
We're saving
as a
money.
basis to create a new study that will be started in 2022, most likely completed in 2023.
Okay, I don't think you guys clarified that when you approved it, that you're gonna also have a new study done. I think that part was.
I'm not sure.
Okay, so that's what I was looking for clarification on, so we are gonna have a new study done before everything is completed, correct?
Yes.
We're evaluating our current needs based off the current estimates. So when we look now at everything we do from Little Cal and the water that comes off Katy Dish, and when we meet with the DOJ and we meet with the latest projections on what's happening, we're looking at how we're gonna upgrade our Wood Street station to accommodate the increased demand of water. And just across from that is Brynwood. And Brynwood is the same thing. We're just taking a look at it at the same time and saying, if we're addressing the Raker on Katy Ditch, we're gonna address Wood Street, we're also gonna look at those small areas of Brynwood and say, let's make sure we've got that whole area of Katy up to date and where it needs to be as we keep looking at future projections, bigger rains, more increasing events. That's what we're doing now, is doing a study to make sure that we're gonna lay out exactly what we need and what's gonna situate the town for the next 50 to 100 years.
Okay,
That's what the study is.
That's what my concern was. They didn't state when they approved it that we were gonna get another study done. You said we were basing approval on a 2008 study. That's why I was asking for clarification.
Okay.
So that was my point. And I have one more question, if that's okay. So the milestone that you guys are saying we're under budget, that's bond money that we're using on that sidewalk project.
Correct.
So if it ends up under budget, with bond money, you have to use it on what you bonded. So what are we doing with funds if they're left over? Will we just keep repairing more sidewalk? Is that-
We will continue to repair as much sidewalk as we have bond money available for.
Okay,
There's other options as well. We can use it for roads and other infrastructure improvements. If there was a whole bunch left over, we would use that as leftover payment just to use it as a bond payment 1 year.
okay. So if there is areas in town that the residents feel should have been repaired, who do we reach out to if they weren't repaired?
I would reach out to the Public Works. However, the project won't be completed until next year, so it very likely is probably on the list if it hasn't been repaired already. If they've already went through your neighborhood and you see a problem, definitely reach out now before they close out that particular area.
Okay, thank you.
All right, any other comments or questions? All right, the meeting's adjourned.